in the resin cast, which is already cancerous as fuck. But I don't know. Chinese people might have been like, "Fuck you, die
That's
faster."
exactly. That's
I love
what
how
they
every
wanted.
time I start it, that's
No,
when
no,
Did you start
every
damn
time.
time.
So every time we
Shut
start
up.
the podcast, I kind of have to
Holy.
just start it wherever the hell I feel like it. And for some odd reason, it always falls on Nick saying some shit. It can be some really funny but misplaced, and you don't know what's going on, super out of context, or it could be, I don't know, us talking about paint. Was it paint? You were painting?
Yeah,
Lead.
Oh, there you go, lead.
Lead in
Lead
his
paint.
resin cast
yeah.
mold.
Lead resin cast. Ooh. So, yeah. So, welcome to the Black Neo Otaku Gamers podcast, as always, with your host, Blacktron. And with us today will be Lauren Perrin. Hey. She's right
Holla back. What's
there.
up?
Hey, I got it right this time. I usually get it wrong and I always point this way or something, but whatever. She's with us today, and the usual host will be Mr. Sock, who's not next to me for once. He's down there. I see you, dude. Am I gonna get right?
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
you, dude. I see you. All right. So, Mr. Sock, and then you got Commander Quack. No, we're not doing that.
Why do you always
Stop.
put him under you every
It's
single
not
time?
intentional. I say, hey, I need this, and she's like, okay, cool. And then this shit happens every time. Stop. Those are not for you to touch. Okay.
I mean, nobody else is touching him, so
Because no one else is below him.
they need some love. You know?
Well, that's Marky Mark. And then there's Stop It, Nick. Then there's Nick Rakutsu, my boy, the man himself. So, yeah, this week we're going to be talking about the mid-season for Summer Anime 2017. And
Woohoo!
it's a stacked season to some, while others it's pretty weak. I'm kind of in the middle right now.
Yeah.
It's
Samesies.
definitely something I, expected more of. But I kind of want to know, Lauren, what's the kind of anime you're really into?
Well, I of course like shoujos, but I think that's just because that's what I grew up on. But I'm kind of into murder mysteries. Like I really like Danganronpa, and I really liked The Perfect Insider. What else is a murder mystery? What was that other show? Like, there's a corpse under Sakurako's feet or something. That's not really a murder show, but it was tight. Erased, tight.
Detective Conan?
You know, I love it as a concept, but I've never
Uh-oh.
really watched it.
Oh my
But
god,
I'm sure it's cool. Don't hate
he's about to
You-
fight
you
you
just
so
made it
hard.
to me.
It's great because
I'm
you
ready to
just
go.
like ostracized Kenny, but you've made me super happy.
Oh,
Because these
I'm
guys make me feel like I'm
sorry.
retarded for liking Danganronpa.
I didn't say that. All
I
right?
love that game, and I love that show. I think it's like one of the best like game to anime like adaptations because I watched the anime first and then I played the game, and then seeing how it translated everything over into the anime, I think they did a really good job. So
Yes.
Whatever. I
All
ain't
right,
mad.
Mark, you're up.
I'm fine.
whatever.
Whatever.
Jesus.
So, yeah, that's very interesting. I didn't really expect that,
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
No, not like your choices. I didn't expect that, I guess.
Murder
From
mystery is a theme.
what we've when I've actually talked with you, it's more like we talked about like My Hero and Naruto shit like that. So it's like
Yeah.
to go from that to that, it's like whoa, that's a big change. But everyone has like this kind of vast idea of what their favorite animes are. Like I feel like I go from Detective Conan to Haikyuu, and it's just like what the hell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So everyone has their own kind of feel to what's good and what's bad. But anything that you're watching that you specifically wanted to talk about?
Oh well, I think I don't know. I'm kind of lazy, and I don't watch too many
Same.
simulcasts. But the biggest one that surprised me was A Centaur's Life or A Centaur's Worries. I think it's A Centaur's Life on Crunchyroll, but
A
the
Centaur's
title
Life.
says A Centaur's Worries. But it's cool because it's your average, like, oh, we're schoolgirls, but guess what? We're also this, and they're all like mythical creatures. Like there's a mermaid, there's centaurs, there's like angel people and like bat/demon people and
Yeah.
like dog and cat people. And then there's also they call them Antarcticans, but they're kind of like they're snakes with like arms and legs.
Like
But it's like
Noggins.
not quite because they
Wait.
have legs.
So
Oh, but
do
they
they
don't
have
even have to have legs. Never mind.
they have tails
Yeah.
too then?
Yeah, they totally have tails
With
too.
arms and
Oh.
legs. Do they have wings?
No.
Oh, because then
But they
so
have
they're like lizards.
like a
Yeah.
big old neck and then like their snake head.
Do
And
they
like
look like the
yeah.
snake? Do they look like the snake classmate from My Hero? The one that's friends with Sui, Froggy.
Oh, I've only seen a few pictures of her. I want to see yes, but no hair.
No hair. That's
No
Oh
hair.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
So
But yeah,
yeah. Go ahead.
the reason I like it is because it 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 kind of deals with a lot of like racial issues. Like
Hmm.
there's
Oh.
a big there's like an understanding in that world. Like one of the girls is tired. They're out doing like a jog. And the thing is, the centaur girl, Hime, is going to let her ride on her back. But then the other girl's scolding her, like, no, you're going to get disciplined. Like the cops are going to see us and we're going to get a ticket. And it's really weird. Well, I wouldn't say it's weird. It's just I wasn't expecting it to be so poignant.
Yeah.
It's a really charming show, and I really like the issue, or like not necessarily the issues, but the values it puts through. Um, and it's just kind of cute, and I think the centaur girl's really hot. She's like 14, but she's still hot. She's still banging. But
We
but
here at BAYOG do not support that type of relationship.
Bayog? Is that what we're calling it now? Oh
Yes.
man.
I didn't want to say the whole thing.
Bayog.
my
That's
bad.
how we've been saying it for months.
Bayog sounds cool. I'm actually done. I
Yeah,
can't
that's
complain.
what we said months ago.
Come on, man.
We
chill.
had that recorded as well.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I was probably in
We're always
Japan.
there.
I was probably in Japan. That's
Mhm.
probably
No,
what
you
happened.
weren't, because
Oh, fuck,
Mark
you
and I were
got me.
talking about how in Tagalog we'd pronounce it as Bayog or something like that. And Mark and I were laughing about that, and then
Alright.
you guys were like, "Okay,
Alright,
we'll call it
I
Bayog."
believe you. I believe you. You have, yeah.
Alright, good.
So with that series, have you ever watched Demi-chan?
No, and I won't.
Really?
Why
Like you're just
not?
against it?
Ah,
I don't like ecchi content. I
it's
mean,
not edgy.
It's not
Well,
edgy.
no, it is. It is to a degree.
No,
it is.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's very
No.
light. It's very light versus.
They'll throw funny comments in, and that's it.
There's a
There's a
sucker.
line
There's...
here. There's a
Well,
line.
Are you thinking of Monster Musume instead of
Yeah, I think
Demi-chan?
you're thinking of
No.
that. Yeah, Demi-chan
Because
is
that's
like,
the
Demi is
ecchi
the
one.
one with the blonde.
Yes.
And
The blonde
Monster
vampire.
Musume, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
she's talking about what's her face? The
oh, the
teacher
goddamn
with the
teacher,
glasses.
the succubus. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
the
oh, yeah,
succubus
yeah.
is
She's
very etchy.
yes,
But
That
that's
she's
her
literal-
thing.
That's her
She
thing,
kind of
yeah.
has
She doesn't
to
want to
that
be
way.
etchy though.
She's
born
avoiding
like
it at all costs, but she's still etchy AF. So
Oh. Is it really not that bad? I thought it was like horny. Like
No, it's
No,
very
it's actually really
like-
good.
Oh, well then maybe I will watch
And it's
it.
cute as fuck.
It's cute as fuck. Like Hikari is so goddamn adorable.
Yeah.
Like there's
Isn't
this thing where
there-
she's like vampires are. It's kind of like what you said about the Centaur's life thing, where it's they address racial things, where they're like there's stereotypes like how vampires will suck people's blood, and they can see at night, and they do all these things that are supernatural. And the guy is like a scientist, and he's super, super, super like does not see them as sexual creatures or as like girls at all. He does not see them that way at all. They're his students, and it kind of gets him in trouble actually, because it's like you're a little close for a teacher, and he's like, "What the fuck you talking about?" Because he genuinely is just like
Aw.
trying to help them be like normal people. So like Hikari, the vampire, he's like, yeah, so vampires, they're actually really good at night because they have the same eyes as cats. That's why if you take a photo, your eyes are reflective. And she's like, wow, yeah, I didn't really think of that. And it's like, and you drinking blood isn't really something you need to do per se. It's really more like it's not even something sexual. It's something like you do as a habit, and she's like, yeah, because I like to nibble, I like to bite my sister, and it goes to like this adorable
Best
thing where
animation
she's
ever.
like she's chewing on the sister's arm, and she has like this adorable cat face. It's like on the sister's arm,
Aww.
and the sister's like got her arm like this, and she's reading a book, and she's like page, and so she's like nibbling on the arm, and she'll flip the page for the sister, and it's really cute. Like the whole thing is very cute. It's very innocent. There are ecchi moments at times, but
That's
it's all
fair.
very tame and within reason.
Yeah, I can agree
So
with
it,
him.
would you say like the ecchi, is it like Gurren Lagann ecchi where it's kind
No.
of just like in your
No,
face,
not
or
even.
is it
No.
like Galco ecchi where it's like wholesome and it just kind of happens? 'cause
Yeah,
it's
it happens.
there?
It's such
Yeah.
an occasional thing. Like it doesn't
Mhm.
come up like super often. To be honest, I want to say it doesn't even come up in like every episode. I think it's like more of
It doesn't.
every other, or like maybe like
Every
three
third.
episodes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's definitely not
Basically,
that bad.
anytime that it's about sensei, the teacher, that's when it's etchy, because it's like the whole thing is she wears a tracksuit and does her hair up
Oh.
in a ponytail.
Mm.
So she's like, because if she touches anyone, they become super turned on,
Hmm.
and it's just like pheromones.
Ah!
So that's when it's like, oh, she like zips down like a tiny bit, and like someone will look at her, and they go to super erotic mode, and that's it. But then they show
Oh
you
god.
it's really just kind of like it's not really that bad. It's just because she's a succubus.
Yeah. So and it's A1 Pictures. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Good
you can't really
studio.
go wrong. Yeah. So
I feel
definitely
it.
give that a shot. If I feel like your perception of it was just, after seeing like maybe some art of it, you're just like, nah, I don't really want to touch it. Give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I didn't
Shameless
finish it
plug.
either, so
Read my articles on it.
Oh,
Is
okay,
anyone
bingo.
watching?
no. What articles?
Huh?
This guy just played
This is a no bullying zone.
Oh
There we
yeah.
go.
Hi, bully ranger.
There
Oh,
we
shit.
go.
Dab on them. Dab on them boys. So
Alright.
I know she is watching like most of us Sude Dude children.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask, and this is kind of like a question for all of us, but what
Mm.
couple do you like the most and you
Oh,
find the
you're killing me.
most relatable? Because I feel like that's like another part of the show for me too. It's like seeing all these different kinds of relationships, and it feels like you can kind of find something of yourself inside of them.
Oh, that's so true. Do I have to go first?
You don't have to.
If you,
I know
I
my
feel
best.
like
Mark will.
Mark doesn't watch this. He's only watched the first
I've only
episode.
I've only watched one episode in its entirety. I've seen several clips on like Reddit and all that. So I really only have seen like one couple because it's like the only clips that are of them. It's the
Okay, but which couple is it? Is it the Yankee girl?
oh, what's his
couple?
name?
That's a good
It's a
couple.
student. It's yeah, about to say it's the blonde and the student council.
It's the one
guy,
with the
isn't it?
best mom, probably.
Best mom.
The best
wait,
mom.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Couple
yeah.
is
Oh my
hilarious.
god.
Literally one of the best parts of the whole show.
Oh god, I don't remember who it was.
Oh my god, Mark.
It's
What
either
was
that
their
one or
dynamic?
like the texting couple. I feel like you
Oh,
would like
yeah.
that
That was
from those
great.
They're
guys.
all really good.
Wait, which
Who's the
texting?
favorite?
Which?
Like they're
The-
like
the-
trying to confess to each other via text, and then
Yeah,
like one
okay,
says,
that's- yeah.
"Oh yeah, I want to confess. Can you be with me?" And then the other one's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I don't want to confess to you because it's shitty."
No, it's
like at the
people,
same time.
Don't you think people who confess over text message are really shitty?
But he didn't say
Yeah.
it like
That's what he
that.
said.
He said it more like,
No. He's like, people who text over.
yeah, exactly, like that. Not in a
people who confess
question,
over
but
text
more
message.
like that's
Yeah.
how it should
Yeah.
kind of be looked
Yeah.
at overall. That's funny.
Yeah, it was the blonde one and the
Yeah.
guy with glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
that's my favorite.
I feel like that's like a fan favorite for everyone. Like
Yeah.
that's how I feel when I look at like everything, whether it's on Reddit or on Twitter. Like that's kind of what I got the most out of it. Me personally, I don't want to say this is like a best couple for me, but I just find this so funny. But Shinichi Katori, his whole being too cool and like
Oh my god, that guy is
He's so
too
funny.
He's too much.
He's
Holy
so
He
shit.
is
funny.
actually, when you ask the one that like you relate to,
Oh yeah.
I would pick him personally because he's delusional as fuck.
What?
He's actually with someone and just bullshits his way through everything.
It's so funny.
And
Like,
I'm
there's-
like, you know what? That's me. All right, I'll take that.
did you guys watch the new episode?
Yes.
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 that part where they were like phasing each other was so funny.
Oh,
Like I couldn't deal because I kind of knew it was gonna come, but when it actually happened, I was like, oh man, they read my mind.
I thought they were gonna make a Naruto reference with Shadow Clones, but they
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
I feel like it was like almost there. Like it was like this close to actually being it, but they decided no, we're not gonna do that.
At the last second, they're like, yeah, no, that's a little too much.
Yeah, I think for me, like my favorite couple is probably the one with the best mom. Like that whole exchange where it's like he didn't know they were together in the first place, and
Like,
Oh yeah.
the fact that they're doing these like gags all the time. I don't know why. I just always liked that, and I was like, damn, I need that kind of relationship in my life. Shit, that sounds so fun. Kind of the fact that they accept each other, you know, like fully. So that's always really interesting to watch. And I also find it really interesting that I think her name is Chizuru Takano. She plays her voice actors Minase and Nori from like that plays Rem
Oh, yeah.
in ReZero and shit. So it's like kind of interesting how they always cast her so perfectly for these roles. Like she's her, and she's also what's her face from Recreators. Oh, I forgot what her name is. You know, Mark. You know.
the sorcerer.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
her name?
The sexy, beautiful sorcerer. Dude, when I watched that, I was dying laughing. It's just like, oh yeah, this is her. I'm like, wait a second, what? And I'm like, oh, this is her narrating herself as this beautiful, sexy, intelligent, powerful sorceress. Oh, ha ha ha.
Yeah. So, I just wanted to mention how I think it's so great to see her kind of fit into these roles, and it's like it feels like these characters are built around her as a voice actor. So I just find that always interesting.
absolutely agree.
So yeah. So I don't think Loha answered. Did you answer?
I think that girl and the was Chizuru and what's his name, Takaru.
Oh yeah, it's nice
those,
to. It has like the full on slice of life feel, like entirely. I would say, like
Which ones are they?
the couple that. Go ahead.
There's the
The
deadpan
guy
girl,
couple.
and then the guy who keeps trying to confess to her, but she can't like understand that he really likes her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh!
like, yeah.
That's the one where she looks angry, right? Or like she has the pigtails, right? Brown hair.
Yeah.
pigtails?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that couple too.
It's such an interesting thing to watch because you could tell she's really like developing these feelings, and then he's like kind of pushing it off, like I'm never gonna get her. This and that, and then like it's slowly,
And then like
you know.
that the last episode before that, she was just like, it's like, oh, I have a cold, and they just magically meet.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh hey, what's up? And he's just like being super casual and being a friend. And she's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh, I don't have a fever.
Yeah.
What is going on
That's
here?
weird. Yeah. What is emotion? What is feeling?
I feel like with this style of like it being a short really works extremely well with the story itself, and like I feel like all of the relationships are paced extremely well, and sometimes we won't even see them, which is totally fine because I know that the next episode I'll see them in full effect. So definitely appreciate that series. Never thought I would be into two different anime short series in one season, but worked out.
What's the other one?
Aho Girl, the one that Loha hates, absolutely can't stand.
I
Akun,
didn't say that.
Best voice.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I couldn't finish
I'm
this
just
episode.
gonna put that away.
Couldn't?
No,
Couldn't?
I couldn't. I
See,
don't know. I just
I didn't even try.
I'm biased because I'm a huge
I get the appeal
JoJo
of it.
fan.
I get the appeal of it, but it's not like my type of thing.
It's not there. It just doesn't connect at all.
I think there are like 2 episodes that really shine, and then the rest are like they're funny, but it's
They're
like
okay.
I won't ever sit there and be like, Aho Girl's like the best show of the season. I would never say that, but Aho Girl does have some very good moments that are like meme worthy, and like you should be kind of sharing everywhere because they're fucking hilarious. And I just kind of wish that it got more attention in that regard. It's not really getting there. It's mostly because Sure Dure Children's kind of like taking all of that.
It's not just laughs; it's all sorts of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You mean
I
for
think that's
Sure?
why it's
Sure or
yeah, Sure.
okay.
Yeah, Sure. Oh God, no. Aho Girl does not. Aho Girl makes me laugh.
No, they do. They have that
whole
one part with the
cast
dog.
does comedy.
They have the one part with the dog. That's some feels there, kind of, not really. Like,
Really?
not at all.
Her whole thing is, I want to ride him. Or are you talking about the dog meeting the other dog?
What?
Those are two phrases that you shouldn't have
Holy
put together.
shit! Oh my god, we got a
No, that
clickbait
was my
title.
question. No. Are you talking about
Oh.
the first time with the dog? All right, here's the shitty thing about this show. This bitch does
Where are
what
we
my
going?
ex did with her pets.
Where are we
And
going?
she names the dog Dog. So this makes it confusing as fuck, but there's a scene where Dog meets another dog who's a Pomeranian named Palm.
I think you're just telling me things like all these reasons why I shouldn't be watching the show.
I know, right?
My question was to Kenny.
I'm just saying, like
you
you, like the more explanation goes on, I'm just like, this is a good thing I don't watch this.
All right, so just to answer your question, Nick, I'm talking about when Akun is with the girl, not the dog. Well, the dog, not the girl. When Akun is with the dog, that is like a good part. I like that one.
So
that was good.
When a boy and a girl and a dog are together, is that a threesome?
No, it's more like when the boy realizes that the dog is a
Holy
better
shit.
person than the girl, because the
Alright.
girl's an idiot.
Yes, I think for me with Aho Girl, it's the fact that she's so stupid that she makes others stupid, and that's like what I like the most about it. Like she talks to her teacher and somehow makes her teacher like completely like lose her shit. Like she's the teacher's trying to explain something to her and teach her something, and then she's like, "Huh, why don't you have a love life?" Like just saying like all this fucked up shit to her, and then like at the end of the conversation, she's pretty much like, "I'm 28. I don't have anyone. I'm sad."
That's so sad.
She like looks to the other student, the straight man in the duo of comedy, and she's just like, "You, Akun, are you not interested in older women?" And she starts coming on to him, and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, teacher? You're the teacher. Just educate this dumb bitch."
She's so stupid.
And again, she's just like, the whole thing was just so idiotic, but it was so funny. The logic jumps.
Yeah, it hurts, but it's fine. So I'm gonna move on from that, and I kind of want to ask a question here. Where does everyone like? What? What'd you say, Nick?
Nothing.
What you
say? So I
didn't hear it.
I didn't hear either.
Potatoes. I said potatoes.
Oh.
I just answered.
I don't really know where I was going with that. So.
All right, sorry. Continue.
Is there any shows that like you guys dropped this season? Like you just tried and you're like, oh hell no, fuck this shit.
Yes. In Another World with my smartphone. A lot of people have tried to justify it, and someone read my article for a little bit because their comment to what was basically me saying, I'm dropping it because it's generic. I too liked it. I'm glad to see someone else liked it too. I love comments, don't get me wrong, viewers. Make sure that you read the goddamn article, please. I prefer you read it and leave it alone, opposed to just kind of reading a paragraph and typing up a comment. It was funny. It was funny and I proved it, but it's funny.
I stayed away from isekais, like, hardcore. I was like, I'm not watching any of this season. I don't want to. You know, it just kind of sucks because I feel like I've been spoiled with, like, ReZero, Konosuba, and a few other shows. It's like, I feel that I've been given all this great stuff, and then now it's all this mediocre stuff kind of coming in. It's just like, I don't want you at all. Get away from me. You asshat. You know?
And here's the
Go ahead.
It's like they're trying to be a PG Konosuba, like a more serious Konosuba, and they're really they didn't even stick with it. They actually had slimes who dissolved like the girls' clothes and shit, and like a peeping bath moment. And I'm like, what the fuck's the point? I know
What?
it's like
what?
I don't want that.
we're talking about you're talking about
the
In Another World with a Smartphone,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
Yes.
wait. So you said they were in the bath, and then there was a slime that took away their clothes?
Yeah, there's like slimes that dissolve their clothes and shit. And the whole thing that they were trying to like give off for the first few episodes are like, oh yeah, we'll hint at ecchi stuff, but we won't show or do it. And I'm like, okay, I guess I can kind of understand. You're trying to be a PG-13 kind of Konosuba ReZero sort of thing. That's commendable. It's not for me, but okay. And then they jumped to, yeah, never mind, we're going at you. And I'm like,
But they
Well,
realized.
gotta sell those Blu-rays
Yeah.
somehow.
oh my god.
Oh
I mean,
man.
if you want
Don't
to
get me,
shows to watch.
don't get me started on that, please.
Don't even say it, Mark. I will fucking murder you. God
What?
damn it.
Do it. Do it, Mark.
What?
Oh, is he gonna talk about that
Oh.
Yuri show he's
Oh,
watching?
do it.
Oh, the NTR, the cousin.
Yeah.
He's not watching it anymore.
I
Oh,
actually am.
He's
I
still
watched those
going.
episodes.
He's still
I'm so-
going.
I made it this far. I might as well keep going. I kind of
I
hate
can't-
it right now.
Literally every relationship I've ever been in. I've told you that too. It's not worth it. Just fucking drop it, man. Literally.
I had such
what were
high
you gonna
hopes
say?
for that show.
Did
But-
you really?
I didn't.
Yeah, I really hoped it was going to be like good and cool, but it was just like gross. Like the other girl was like and like almost like harassing her, like sexually
Yeah,
abusing
no, that girl
her
was
and
like pretty
stuff.
much raping her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
But like,
It's like
as far as
Mark's
I've
article.
gotten
made me
now,
feel sick.
as far as I've gotten now, it's like not even NTR anymore. It's a lesbian awakening.
Well, I mean, I watched the entirety of Or Emo, so I can't
moly.
really say anything, but it's not good.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I'll say
Alright,
that.
I'm still watching it because I'm this far in.
So this is the
This is
anime
how
you
it
should
is.
have dropped, Mark, right?
Yes.
Hey man, I kept going with Big Order. I'm gonna keep going with this.
Yes. So, on the podcast,
Mark
and this
had-
is kind of
Mark
like
had to
our thing
bring it
here,
up.
but like we absolutely can't stand the anime Big Order. You ever watch that?
Not. I mean, it sounds
Good.
familiar. Wasn't it a few
Good.
seasons
It was
ago?
made by the same writer as
People who made Mirai
Nikki.
Nikki.
Oh, I never watched that.
Okay, so
Good.
yeah, just stay away from it. You know, if you
Don't.
want your sanity, like seriously, it's bad.
Fuck.
What's
that
wrong
bad.
with Mira and Nikki
It's
though?
not
No,
I
not
wanna
Mira
see that.
Nikki.
No,
Okay,
no. Big Order.
Big Order's awful.
Absolute
It had like the
garbage.
nice,
Okay.
it had a good premise, and then like the series started off strong, and then just fell super flat, like
Yep.
a ton
Yeah,
of bricks. I hated every.
That
moment
is
of it.
that was our I thought I was the only one that finished that.
No, I finished it.
No, I finished it.
Unfortunately,
Oh.
I was like, I'm just fine. I might as well.
if I can go back in
I-
time, I
proud
would
of
have
you
not
guys.
finished it.
I never
Damn.
watched it, but I was there when the descent happened. I remember like 2 weeks in, 2 episodes in, Kenny's like, "Yo, this looks good. Yeah, Big Order,
It's
stepping
the
up."
3-episode
2 weeks
cast.
later, fuck this show.
Yeah, was it
Savage.
episode 8 is when it? No,
Yeah, no,
it
it
started
was
going
5.
down, but then like,
5.
yeah,
5 is when it happened, Mark.
What
Yeah.
was it?
What was it?
It was all right. Just
Tell me about
absolutely
it.
out of left field.
You got 30 seconds.
Full
Explain
on
what it is.
goddamn incest. Full on fucking incest. Zero reason. Like we're talking Cersei and Jamie.
What?
Fucking pounded
What is this show? I'm gonna look it up right now.
for
Holy
no reason.
shit.
And then they just like dropped the pretense of it. They took everything that had promise and potential and just shit on it.
I hate everything.
We could devote an entire podcast to this. I don't think we've gone more than 3 podcasts without shitting on this show once.
All right,
This
Nick. All
was
right, that's
not
your
Oh, that's
30.
over 30
Weird.
seconds.
That's your
Let's go.
30. Holy shit, dude.
I think we should have a segment where like a 30-second rant for Nick. Like every podcast. I'm down.
Yes, I'm down.
Well,
Oh
next quarter.
god.
Nick's like, I'll
It
drink to
kind
that.
of sounds like Fruit of Grisaya, like that cringe.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
It's
that cringe
bad.
though.
The
It
whole
has
thing
a
is-
similar.
Is Fruit Side that bad? Because I ended up backing the Kickstarter for the visual novel. I haven't
You
played it
really?
yet.
I think
I
the
actually
game
played
probably
it.
has a better structure, maybe.
Probably, because like I know whatever I watched of the first season of the anime, it wasn't as good.
All I remember
wasn't
is
like-
being up at like 3 o'clock in the morning trying to get through the pink-haired girl's route through the visual novel because I remember my boyfriend at the time told me about it and I just literally could not believe it. It like haunted me. It kept me up at night until I played like that route and like saw like that's literally how crazy her like bus trip went down.
Wait.
I don't remember her name.
That sounds
But
awful.
she had pink haired. It was wild. It was absolutely.
I'm clearly
like, I've
thinking
never
of the
seen
wrong thing.
anything that crazy. Fruit of Grisaya. It was like an old harem. And it did have a visual novel, but basically she was going for like a soccer trip or something or baseball. Their bus fell over a cliff and
Holy
then
shit.
some girls died. They were waiting for rescue. The teacher ended up having sex with the president, and they were like feeding the dead girls to the alive girls, and they were getting sicker and sicker. And these two girls were just like, "We gotta dip. We're out of here." And yeah, I
That
don't
was.
remember.
Note to
Yeah,
self: play this route.
How did they?
it's
Oh, that's not the game. That's just one route.
that's one
Okay.
route.
That's the route where the
Okay.
bus goes off the cliff.
I was like, that's a fucking insane game right there.
It could be its own game. Like I hate Fruit of Grisaya. I just love that one specific arc for just being like so extra intense. Like they did not give any fucks about
Why
like
do I feel if we made
censoring
that? Why do I feel like if we made that game, that's basically one of the arcs you probably would have had. Am I wrong?
it.
Yes.
I would not
Yes.
have chosen that.
I don't know about the
What?
cannibalism, but Jesus.
Yeah, it's so wild. You should look it up. It like haunted me. The first night I couldn't sleep. I started to play that game that night. Fruit of Grisaya, man.
Yeah,
Not
I
my
feel like
favorite
that's
part.
where we'd have gone. I feel like that's. I think we actually had a branch planned that was going to end something like that.
We I think
Are you guys
honestly,
making a visual novel?
we were going to.
started?
All
No,
right.
no.
I guess we can talk about this. No,
No,
we
let's
Holy
need to talk
shit.
about this.
Please,
Guys.
I briefly just questioned it. Like, we can.
Guys.
Let me
30
just say
seconds.
it. Let me say
30
it.
seconds,
Okay,
Kenny.
so we decided to talk about the idea of making a visual novel together, and me and Mark, we program and stuff, and I can draw.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh, let's do it. It'd be cool. And they were like, what are we gonna base the story on? Oh, I don't know. Like, let's see how this goes. And I drew this character that looked like Nick. I guess I think that's how it started.
Yeah.
And then we started talking about different relationships, and then we realized that we were recreating Nick's love life. And it just happens to be so tragic,
Oh no!
Alright.
30
Time.
seconds, there you
Alright, so
go.
this is maybe 5 years ago when we did another group of friends that did gaming and recorded gaming.
Yeah.
Our EOD group.
Mm.
I find out years after we had planned this project and obviously stopped, like years later, like maybe 4 or 5 years later. Mark just one day says, "Yeah, actually, we had no idea about any of that stuff." Wait, what? Yeah, we had no idea about like any of your relationships until like the last 6 months or so. So we were just kind of taking a shot in the dark with the game, but we were kind of right.
Wow.
So, and I'm just like mortified. I'm like, how the fuck do you guess like 90% of that bullshit? But whatever.
Savage.
Mark is a
it
psychic.
it was a good time, I'm sorry, Nick. Don't hate me, please.
Have you guys
It was
watched
not
that
intentional.
Kano then? How to Build a Perfect Girlfriend?
I wanted to, and
It's
I think
really good.
so. When the series first started, I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch the first episode. I was like, okay, this is interesting, but I'm probably just not gonna stick to it. So in my head, I thought it was just gonna have one season, and then they announced, oh, season 2, cool. And I was in Japan, and they just had all of the promotion art like everywhere, and I was like,
Wow.
fuck, I kind of want to watch it now. I get home, and it's like only on Amazon Prime on Anime Strike, and I'm like,
I say finish this.
I have Anime Strike.
I do now, but at the time I
I'm
didn't.
loyal.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
It's I did it, and I don't regret it too much, but still the fact that you're paying through a paywall, it's very frustrating. Fucking Anime Strike. Are you watching
Things we have to go
anything
through.
on Anime Strike currently or no?
No, just because I'm lazy. But I want to. There's so many titles.
Welcome
I
to the
haven't
lot of
looked
good stuff.
Ballroom. Welcome to the Ballroom's good. Recreators.
Yeah,
Made in Abyss
Welcome
is
to
good.
Ballroom I really wanted to watch. Made in Abyss is good?
Yeah, it's
All
really
right,
good.
I know Mark wanted to talk about it, so go ahead, Mark.
Jesus
Mhm.
Christ. there we go.
30 seconds,
I'm
Mark.
literally like the only person here who like watches it, but it's
Yeah.
about like these kids who want to be cave raiders because they live in this town that's like right next to a giant abyss that's like God knows how long deep. The thing is, like, when you descend into the abyss, like when you try to climb back up out of it, you for some reason get ill, like sick to your stomach, you vomiting, all that. So like it takes years for them to like get accustomed to that to actually get down deeper. Like, they just want to discover the mystery of this hole. But then the main girl, she gets the town gets a note from the main character. She's like 12 years old. Her mom is like waiting at the bottom of the abyss for her. So she like escapes from the orphanage and tries
Oh
to descend
God.
into it. And then I saw an article somewhere saying this is something you should watch with kids. It's definitely not, because like episode 3 they show one of the monsters, which when it catches prey, it mimics its prey's cries for help to draw other prey to it to feed the rest of it.
Oh
its kin.
my God. Well,
And
that's
and the things that
interesting.
go on, like when the further in they get into the abyss, it's crazy shit. Like, definitely something you should watch. Definitely something everyone should
Dang.
watch, because like a lot of people are saying it's like it's got potential to be anime of this season, possibly year.
I'm super interested. I want to watch it now. Made in this.
Yeah, like the first episodes are a little like
Oh,
pretty
I've
lighthearted,
seen art of this.
and then it starts to go after.
Yeah.
I can't be looking at the right thing because this art style looks way too goddamn adorable to fit what you've just.
Yeah.
described.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what gets you. Like, it looks adorable, but
Wow.
things just aren't what it seems.
Yeah, I feel that. So,
Like
I
the last
should
few
watch
episodes
that.
were just so crazy.
it has
Oh, yep.
it-
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch that video I linked to you, Mark, about the
Oh, I haven't watched that
Miyazaki
yet.
influence?
I haven't watched that one yet. I need to do that.
But apparently, there's some Miyazaki influence in it, so like that's why it's the way it is. And I'm like, oh, interesting. But I don't know the series, so I didn't watch the video. So, yeah, I think I'll have to give that show a shot, only because I feel like I need to actually put my anime streak to use, because I feel like I only watch Welcome to the Ballroom and Recreators.
Hey, you don't watch Love
I watch
Lines?
Koi too, so
That too, so?
yeah. But I watch it begrudgingly. Like, I'm already this far, I kind of have to stick to it. Like, I'm setting myself to a rule where, like, if I pass the 3 episodes, I have to finish it. That's what I'm putting myself under. And that's why I dropped the shit out of Hajime no Gal.
Yeah.
That show
It's
fucking
bad.
sucks. It's
What?
trash. It's
Oh,
trash.
It's bad.
It's trash.
No.
Nick, you still watching it?
Yeah.
It's trash.
I can't believe you.
You're getting on my case for still watching NTR, but you're still watching that?
It's fuck off.
Savage.
First off. Second, at least at the heart of this, it heavily implies this girl is actually a really pure-hearted, nice girl.
Wait, she has a heart?
Yes.
Okay.
Fucker.
I can't stand his friends though. That's why I give
No,
up.
his friends are creepy as shit. No. 2 of them are alright. The fucking pedophile kills me. Like, I just kind of like, every time I'm like, I don't want to know. Please stop talking. Oh, this is a map of where all the kids in the neighborhood live. And there are heart stickers on them. I'm like, this?
How can you, in your like
God.
righteous moral mind, continue to watch that show?
So what you don't know about Nick is that he is not righteous.
Did you think that had more?
Morals? Lol. Morals in 2017. Oh, man.
My bad.
Was that title of that one podcast a few weeks ago?
Nick's
Like
the racist.
Nazis?
Oh, no, the Nazi one's gone. It's gone.
Changed. He took that out after Charlottesville because we don't need shit.
Yeah,
Oh my
I don't want to
God.
add any more.
We don't
hate.
need that shit.
Holy shit.
God damn it.
So,
We really don't.
yes. Hajime no Gal is, quality trash.
It's trash, but there's something sweet in the inside of it.
Where?
At least, where the girls like
You got
there's a
under her
lot of-
boobies?
No,
Yeah.
there's a lot of implication that this girl is actually really nice. She's not
Implication.
slutty, And you people should not judge a book by its
You
cover.
people?
You people.
I
Hey.
tried to watch it, and I
When
couldn't.
there's censors that basically scream buy the Blu-ray, I'm not gonna watch that.
Yeah, that is true. But you can already watch it uncensored, essentially. So.
Yeah, well, Mark literally quoted me there, so I can't dispute that.
Oh, that was the one you were talking about. I thought you were talking about Asuna.
No,
How
no,
like
no,
you
no,
had to
no,
get
no.
you had to buy the Blu-ray.
No,
to see,
not even
okay.
that one. Not even that one. No, I mean like I hate that, and I know Mark knows that I hate that. But with that show, it kills me that like the first scene, like the third scene, that literally the third shot, it's like a school, a tree, and then booty, and that kind of killed me. I was like, I think I'll give this a 3 episode. And I was like, all right, they're hinting at the fact that she's like a nice person, that she's actually like this down to earth, really nice girl at the center of it all.
But that's not
And
why you shouldn't watch it. Like, to be honest, they hint at her being a nice girl in the beginning of the show. Like, you don't really
Yeah.
have this indication that she's terrible until like it's just that first episode, and then after that it's fine. It's like, oh shit, she's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's her friends, and not her friends, but his friends and the sister and all the other things that happen in that show are just god awful, and you shouldn't be watching it. Shame on you, Nick.
Yeah,
They were-
I can feel
She
shame.
should have been put in a different show. Like they lost out on a good gal. Like
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the little sister,
no,
Friend.
I'm talking about
No,
the
no.
gal.
which one?
The main
That's
character.
Yeah.
so
The
many.
main character? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Are there more than
No,
one
no, 'cause-
gal?
No, because the whole thing is there's a bunch of different versions of
Oh yeah.
and it's funny because I didn't know that was a thing until after I did research for the article I wrote,
Oh,
where
okay.
I found out there's a bunch of different types and subcultures. It's like
Oh,
To be
yeah.
honest, that's where I
Valley
learned
girls
about
versus other
gals.
stuff.
Like, I didn't know anything about it. Like, I knew of
Yeah.
what they are, but I never knew the title
What?
of which they are.
Yeah.
Like,
You guys
know when
didn't
you
watch Super Gals?
No.
I'm sorry.
Super Gals. It was in the thousands. It was really well, maybe it's just because it was a girly show, but that was my first like entrance into gal culture.
Oh, see, I never saw that. I didn't know that was like I said, I didn't know that was a
Well.
thing.
Now
Well,
you
it's
know.
on
Go watch that
Crunchyroll.
shit.
Yeah,
There you
evidently.
go.
I could find more nicer girls.
So, another
Yeah,
thing.
if only I had that. If only I could do that in real life.
Another thing that started up recently on Crunchyroll is the new Monogatari anime series. And I've been talking to these guys for the last like 3 weeks how I finally got into it. And I started Bakemonogatari, like finished all of it, and I was like, oh shit, that was really good. And then I watched the other 3 episodes that was stream only. Because it's 15 episodes in that season, but there's only 12 on Crunchyroll. So, but if you go on Anime Strike, they have all 15.
Oh, okay, good.
Fun
Do
fact.
they really?
Yep. So I like quickly was like, oh yeah, this show's awesome. And then I got to the toothbrush scene.
Oh my god.
I pushed through, but man, that was tough. I was not like at all prepared for that mentally. But I
That's one of the reasons I don't like that show. Well, I mean, I like that show, but I don't like the sisters. I really don't like the sisters at all.
Yeah, I think that that season wasn't really meant to be animated. I think they
No,
said that
it wasn't.
Yeah. So, fucking toothbrush scene. That I think I've seen the gifs of it before, but I just never like had the full context of it. I just kind of like went over it, and then when I actually watched the scene, I was like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
Yeah.
I had no idea. But,
Yeah, I was just always confused seeing that gif of like him like very passionately looking into her face as he like brushed her
the
teeth.
best
I was
part
like,
of that
Nick.
whole scene. Go ahead.
Like, you've only seen a GIF? You haven't seen
Yeah.
the video?
No,
Audio adds so much
Oh.
to it.
Yeah, you gotta
no,
watch
I've
it.
never heard it with audio.
No,
You
watch
gotta
it.
watch it. You gotta watch
Alright,
it.
I'll
The
watch
best
that
part
after
of the
this.
whole scene is the end when the other sister walks in and they're like, "Oh no, how did I get here?" Sister's like, "Oh, it's like you know, you just fell on top of me. Oh no, I don't know what happened. Someone came by." It was just like it was so funny because like the effect of it entirely, like those voice actors really pull it off. But yeah, like it's a hard show to really recommend to anyone, but it's definitely something that everyone who's really big into anime should at least try once. At least one,
Sure.
like watch Bake and then see what happens from there. If you don't like it, then fuck it. If you do, then cool. Watch all of it. I'm still working on it though, slowly but surely.
I really want to read the light novels of it because I think I would enjoy it more reading it.
Yeah, I think if you like, I have the first light novel, and it was just like a little tough to start. But I think now that I've watched the show, I could probably enjoy it more if I did actually read through it. Yeah, I do want to get to Kizu like really bad, just because the movies look really interesting versus the actual series.
I feel it.
I feel it too. Home slice. So, my boy, Lohasak.
What
a lot
up?
of socks. Mr. Sock. Soccer. My boy.
Alright. Okay. I mean, I know I have like 18 nicknames.
Are you still watching Classroom?
Yes, I just watched
Oh.
the newest episode earlier.
Do you still
What
like
is it all about?
It's about a bunch of shitty people that try to be less shitty.
Moral compasses.
They don't
coming back
succeed,
again.
do they?
They're not actually shitty people, but they kind of are. It's it is.
What's wrong with them? I don't know anything about this show.
Okay, so it's like the most fucking, like, what do you call it? Like the richest school possible. It's a high school, and it's basically have their own like isolated island where it's like their own domain, because they're so rich, they have everything provided for you. They have like all these leisure activities like movies, like shopping malls, and all this shit. Like you can buy food, whatever. And so you go to the school. They give you dorms and everything, and then they give you 100,000 yen as a monthly allowance. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. You can go buy whatever you want. Go, do whatever you think. Yeah, and you'll get this every month. That's what they say. They don't say that you like, depending on how you what do they say? They say
Perform like in
yeah, it's like
Scores,
it's based on your merit.
Mm.
That's how much you get
So
every
if
month.
you're a shitty student who doesn't like pay attention, you go to sleep, or you just don't go to class, then you
Yep.
get no points.
Yep.
Oh,
They don't
dang,
know
okay.
You don't get fucking money to live.
Yep.
Yeah, like the teacher's like super lenient, not like giving anyone shit, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, this school's really nice. I like this school," and everyone's just like shooting the shit.
Yeah, they
chilling,
can just do whatever the fuck they want.
spending their money like crazy, balling,
Yep.
you know. And
It's
then
like, we're gonna get $100, $100,000 next month. Well, fuck
and
it.
then they're like, "Huh, why didn't our credits come in?" And then the teacher just comes in like a badass, and it's like,
She's like, you're all pieces
Y'all
of
fucking
shit.
garbage.
pretty much.
Damn.
Epic
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah. So like that first episode is a great gateway like episode. Like you don't need 3 episode tests for that. Like you can watch the first episode and you'll be fine. Mostly because
I wanted to pick that one up.
the main characters are what really make it interesting, and
God, the
the
3
relationship
fucking amigos,
between
dude.
them. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. The third episode, the conclusion of that really either grabs
Either
you.
makes it or breaks it for you, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're just like, oh, this show, I expected it. I don't care anymore, and you just drop it, which
So-
you probably shouldn't.
So what's really funny is that doesn't come back at all.
Yet.
Yet. I mean,
We're on
there's-
episode 7, right?
Yeah, there's what's the 8, 9, 10, 5 episodes left.
Mm.
So I don't know if that'll come back. I don't know if anything interesting is gonna happen at all. Because right now it's just like they had a summer break episode where they went to the pool.
Always.
Fan service, yeah,
Yeah, I'm about to
whatever.
say the
Fan
cliche.
service. Get it? I
all
just
about the pool.
I just want everybody to fight each other, because the main character, literally the main character, facing off against the student council president are the best thing about the show.
Mm.
And they meet each other twice, and it's like the most intense scene you can watch. And it's like, why don't you just
other?
what?
They just like fucking hate each other, or what?
Oh no, it's just like it's kind of like
there's more
a
respect now, if anything.
it's like
Oh.
they have like animal instincts against each other or some shit like that. What?
Mm.
Yeah, because there's the second time they meet each other, the president's like, "Hey, you should join the council with me," and he's like, "Nah, I'm not into that. I just want to have a normal student life." He's just like, you're a little bitch. And then
He's a
just
bitch.
fucking-
No,
Savage.
it was more like don't disappoint me. I think
Exactly.
that's where it fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
But yeah, like the show itself is
Don't be a
interesting.
bitch. Don't disappoint me. Same
Yeah.
thing.
Like
Same
I
thing.
think if it wasn't for the characters themselves, like there's not a lot that's keeping me around. Like
Mhm.
I think the visuals are like kind of meh. Like you got this weird blending that's going on with the hair, and I'm just like I'm not sure if
I know
you guys know
exactly.
how
I
about
know
the
exactly
color.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're just like, what's going on here? Like I don't really understand it, but like overall, it's interesting, and I feel like it depends on the kind of person you are and like what kind of shows you're into to really like enjoy it to its fullest. Because I know a lot of
I feel
people
it.
that are like love it, and I know a lot of people that are like this is whack. So, teach his own. But me and Laha are watching that, and you all should give it a shot.
I will probably give it a shot.
You better.
I've been wanting to. I don't like pirating things because that's wrong.
Yeah, we don't do that at all.
How are
Yeah,
you
we don't do
pirating
that
it?
here.
It's on Crunchyroll. Classroom of the Elite?
Yeah. No. Well,
No, I was referring to other things. I was referring to other things.
like
Oh,
okay,
okay.
goodity. Fucking
Yeah,
No.
great transition.
Don't pirate it. I'm gonna
So-
wait.
So, I'm just gonna
I
say
have a
this.
strong will.
I wrote an article about this, but like, that's the only show that I have had to pirate since Detective Conan, and it was only because of Detective Conan I couldn't watch it any other way possible. It was legally impossible for me to watch it, kind of like Code Geass for like the longest time. You could not watch Code Geass at all.
That was awful.
Yeah. So with Kakegurui, I was just like, I hate Netflix and everything about them. So at this point, I'm just like, whatever.
Damn.
Well, it's because they made it so that you couldn't watch Kakegurui until 2018, when Fate Apocrypha is actually going to come out end of this year. But they were like, oh yeah, we're saving the other one for later, like way later.
They're probably gonna do the same thing as like Little Witch Academia.
No,
and
but it's
release
not.
half
It's
of
not a
it,
2-core.
and then wait like 3 months and then release the other. No, they're gonna release like 4 episodes and then
heck
Oh my
Ready,
god, that's
Yeah.
gonna.
So
Like
and it's
Netflix
just
is awesome, but Netflix is also shit at this time.
they're trying
Yeah.
to impede in like this, like our culture, like our anime culture. Like there are some people that like binging. There are other people that like simulcasting. I'm a simulcaster, so I kind of want to watch it as it
Yes.
goes. And for you to just be like, I don't really want to put the resources into like getting this subbed and like pushed out to everyone every week. Instead, I just want to like wait till it's done, or be an asshole and then put one core out and then the other core later, like Little Witch Academia. So if it wasn't for those things, like I'm totally cool with Netflix. But man, that was frustrating. Like I can't tell which one's worse, Anime Strike with like the paywall or Netflix.
Oh no.
I feel like it's Netflix at this point.
Netflix,
Easily
yeah.
Netflix.
Cause like my issue with Anime Strike is I feel that it sucks because they have good shows that aren't getting the attention because of where they are. You know?
Yes.
It's
Totally.
it's really disappointing. Like when people are like talking about best anime of the year, I'm just like, man, I wish you guys were watching Recreators, but no one is. So it's just like,
Oh yeah. I don't know anything about Recreators as well, but I see a lot of people
It's so
mentioning
good.
it.
it's so
Oh, it's so good.
good.
It's so good.
You have Anime Strike. Just binge it. Like just binge it.
Yeah, if you do, there's no reason. I finished everything from episodes 8 through 18. Like I caught up in one afternoon. I just marathon that shit, and it was
I
great.
still have so much to watch. I've only finished one show on Anime Strike, and that's Scum's Wish. That's it.
Same.
Fucking-
Did you like Scum's Wish?
I loved Scum's
Okay.
Wish so
Now,
much.
I have another question for you, and this is kind of one of those things that I need to ask because I've been arguing with my friend with this ever since it was released.
Okay.
Who is best girl of Scum's Wish?
There we go.
The main girl, or the lesbian girl.
Thank you. For some odd reason, my friend loves the other girl, the one that is the shitty person. You know, the one that everyone should hate because she's awful. That one.
The teacher?
Yes. Everyone.
Oh, the teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Twin Tail. The teacher's also good, but in like a thoughty way. Like she's a thought for sure, and I can appreciate that.
Oh my god! It took me like a good minute to realize what you just said. That's fucking. That's just fucking hilarious. The way you described
I just
it.
want to let you know Kenny died. Congratulations.
Kenny's dead.
She just knows how to break my soul.
I'm gonna pour one
That
out for
was
them.
fucking great.
That's not great. It's great for you. It's not for me or
No,
my heart.
no, no, no. It's great because now you can say that to him.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell him, be like, yo, so you know, one of our guests, she came in, she was like, yeah, so this one's best character, but she said that the one you like is Thoughty, and that's why she's okay. You're
That's
welcome.
fucking hilarious. Who is this, Futon?
Yes.
Yeah. I knew already who you guys were talking.
Oh my god, it hurts. But yeah, Scum's Wish was like very good for what it was, and like I really did enjoy a lot of it. I think for me, it's just the ending was kind of.
I liked it.
You
I
liked
liked
it?
everything
You liked where
about
it just kind of like left off with
Mhm.
like no real conclusion to it. It was just like, all right, well, you guys do your own things. You know, you
Because
don't
that's
need
a
each
lot
other.
like relationships. Like you're
Go
just
on.
on, off, and then.
See, this is the
you
level
don't
I
know-
was at, and this is where she's at. Like she's going deeper and deeper. There you go.
Aw.
No, it's good. You're opening it up. I didn't think of it that way. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was in Japan, there were like ads for everywhere, and I went to Ikebukuro Station, and I saw a pop-up shop, and I almost pissed myself. I was so stoked. But one of the Galaxy collaboration teas, I really like Wish. I like that kind of, like, you know, it had a very mature look on relationships, and it was like horny, but it wasn't ecchi, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked the art, and I really liked that main character's voice actress.
Yeah, she was
It's
really
good.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I think there was just a lot of things aesthetically pleasing about it too. Like I think they had like really good scenes where it just felt like a manga strip. Like the way that they would cut like her like talking to somebody on the roof is like the different faces like stacked on top of each other. I thought that was really cool. Overall, like it's definitely a good show. Another show, I'm like kind of on the fence of saying it, but have you like looked at Koi Tuso like at all?
I watched the first episode, and I just haven't picked it up, but I liked the first episode. I'm sure it's the same thing. I think the main voice actress is the same in this one, and it's the same artist, right? The art looks so similar.
No, I don't think so.
The main girl's Hanakana or Kanahana, whatever.
Oh, yeah?
Hanakana, which is
Kana Hanazawa. You're really close, man. Kana
Yeah.
Kana.
So I think Love and Lies is like good when you really look at it as a whole, but there's just certain things about it where I just feel like they got lazy with some animation. It's just like, come on. But overall, like as a whole, it's okay. Especially like I used to read it back when I first, like me and Mark were reading it way back. And
Tight.
Well, how were you reading it? Okay, so we were reading it all, and we were just like, oh, this is interesting. And I think we all dropped it around the same time. Not because it was bad, but it was just like, we'll come back to it. And they're like, oh, anime, we're going to watch it when it comes out. And it's actually living up to it. I think the opening is one of the best openings of this season, in my opinion.
I had it stuck in my head one day.
Yeah,
Aww.
it's there. Yeah,
I was like,
can't
having
really
it
get rid of
having it work. I was like, where'd this come from?
Yeah.
Really good.
I think,
Your soul.
If you like look at everything about it, like when it gets into the whole idea, well, let me just kind of sum it up for some people who haven't like heard about it, but it's pretty much about this like in Japan in this time, like in the future, I guess there's like arranged marriages, and I want to say government kind of decides for you who you're gonna get with, and it's more about genetics and all these other things, and they have solved the whole crisis that, you know, the birth rate was like dropping down dangerously low. And the thing is, it starts getting a little sketchy when you when the main character finally confesses to the girl he likes and immediately finds out his arranged marriage, like right then and there, even though it initially was supposed to be her, and it like his phone like fucked up and then switched to the other girl's name. And like both girls are really interesting in general. I could say either of them would be best girl, even though one I kind of hate right now. But
which one? The main girl or the side girl?
The main girl. She's getting on my nerves.
Wait, which one do you call the main girl?
The main girl is the cover. Well, I guess they cover art girl, but the girl that we got first, the one with the dark hair that's short.
Okay, yeah,
she's
dark
actually
And the
hair.
side
Yeah,
girls,
man.
the legal girl, the legal.
legal
Isn't
girl,
she
the
like
requirement,
blonde?
You know what I mean?
the legally
The
mandated
blonde one,
Yeah.
I used to hate, and now like it's the other way around. So I'm like all over the place. I don't know how to
Dang.
feel anymore. Like, you know,
That's kind of tight.
All lies, Kenny.
love and
Is
lies.
it Love and Lies? Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it, both of you!
I set it up.
A,
I set it up.
but yeah,
Why would you?
dude,
You
there's
know,
nothing wrong with that.
you know how many alley oops I've thrown Kenny and he catches them every single time.
Yeah,
I almost
Ball.
smacked the shit out of my mic. Thank God I didn't.
208 over 32 podcasts.
208, yeah.
So,
Over 32 podcasts.
one show that we are all watching in here, My Hero Academia.
Yes.
I just want
Yeah.
to say, I
Oh,
know
yeah.
that she mentioned it already, but she's doing the Urika look right now with the, you know, the hair.
Ugh.
A girl.
So,
I thought about wearing my wig, but then I was like, nah.
Dude, you should have did it. You should have did it. I don't really
I'm
have
not
one
gonna
to wear
lie.
either, but you know, if I did, I would.
We could all have matching wigs.
Dude, I just want to be like, I feel like my inner, I guess I can't say inner spirit animal as a character would probably be
Don't say
Eraserhead.
that phrase. That's bad.
Inner
Bonus
spirit
or
animal?
something.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of
Inner
went
throat.
places, but you know what I mean. Like, if I could be somebody in that character, I'd just be Eraserhead. Like,
Yeah, he's
100%.
daddy.
I just want to like be in the sleeping bag like 24/7, and then
Yeah,
like
I would
someone tries
love
to
to
fuck
be
with
like-
me. Oh man.
Fuck off and then just like zip himself up.
Yeah. So, Lauren loves Sakura. I just wanted to say that she loves Sakura. So don't
My
talk
wife.
bad about Sakura. She will kill you, and end your life extremely quickly. Now, the thing with this, and the reason why I'm bringing it up is there any characters out of all the female characters in My Hero that really leave a lasting impression? Not same
Ooh.
as her, but like similar to her. Do you feel like that can be for you?
No, because the way I feel about Sakura is very strong and distinct.
Mm-hmm.
Having grown up basically with her and identifying with her so much, I would say that my favorite girl is Yoko, the headphone jack girl, but the girl that I identify with the most is Uraraka. Just because we have very similar mentalities and kind of how we approach problems and things like that.
Dude, she's awesome. Like, I
Yeah.
think that episode where she's fighting Bakugo is like probably one of my
Oh, that
favorite
was
episodes
amazing.
of the whole show, because like she really showed like how tough she was. And
I thought that whole. Sorry. Yeah.
no, I was gonna say
What?
also the idea of her parents when they came after. I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
that was great too, even though it was kind of creepy but funny at the same time. It's like opens the door and they're like just crawling out from the darkness. Like,
Yeah.
that was so funny. What were you gonna say, Nick?
No, I was gonna say I thought that that whole tournament arc, most tournament arcs really serve to
arc.
say, motherfucking tournament arc. Most tournament arcs serve to say, hey, this is the main character. They are the top shit, and you plebeians cannot fucking touch
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Plebeians.
This show made every one of these people just like, wow, I love all of these characters.
Hmm.
All of these characters are great people. Even the bad guys who came off as these shitty, literally B-list individual come across as, wow, they've got an interesting backstory, and now that I know it, if they'd won, I'd have been cool with that. Like the dude who mind controls. It's like you find out that he had like
Yeah.
this shitty ass life where it's like, wow, that's a really evil ability that you've got there. That's really fucking evil. That's a villain power. And he's just like, fuck you all, I want to be a hero.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, when it's like everyone's like, wow, that would be a really good hero power, and he just kind of like lights up like, oh shit, I got recognized. And I'm like, wow, if I could empathize with people, I feel like this is something you'd empathize with, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's very good for that specifically. They know
that's
how to
my
highlight
romantic trying to pretend to
characters.
be a person.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like I think you know, they just done everything right. Everything shown
Yes.
in like incredibly right, and I feel like as well paced as possible. So like
Mhm.
you know, we got that Terminator arc, and it didn't feel like it was stacked. It didn't feel like it was too short. It felt like just the right amount of time, and we got a lot of fun in it without it being too serious. And then after that, we got like a training arc, and then we got Stain, like boom, right in there, kind of like when Zabuza was fighting.
Oh yeah.
So like that's really interesting to see all of this kind of unravel at the same time. And I'm not sure, have you all watched the newest episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like with the newest episode, it just opened up this whole other world. That one and the one where they finished the Stain arc, where they like showed that there's all these other villains. It's like the idea that we're getting more into, like we got more insight into what the world was like pre-Quirk, like the Quirk inception, you know? And
even before like heroes became like a thing.
correct.
When evil
when evil becomes like this major power and one for all and all for one, and how it was, you know, created is it's so interesting. So overall, like I am really enjoying the world building that we're getting from it, and it's just sad to know that this season's gonna end soon.
What?
Yeah.
How many more episodes do we have?
So
we have 5 more.
I think so.
5 or 6.
Do we have 6?
Ah!
I thought we only had 5.
I think I broke Lauren. No,
That's
don't
okay.
die.
My children. I love this show because it does everything that Naruto did wrong and takes it better. And I'm not going to say that My Hero Academia doesn't have its faults, but my children, like they're all just my children. Even All Might is my son. Well, actually, he's kind of my daddy. If you've followed me on Twitter, well, it's my best friend's daddy.
I feel that. Yeah, I think all my
I almost want elaboration on that.
we can't. No, we're not jumping into this.
We can't.
Just go to my Twitter.
You can see those conversations.
You can find it at Nikara.
Yeah. At
Yeah.
Nikara. I'm not in there at all.
A-R-A.
I'm not in there at all. I have nothing to do with the conversation.
You liar. You're the only one who replied.
Shut up. So it sucks to know that's ending, and like I agree with Warren a lot, where it's like it does fix a lot of the issues that Naruto had, and I think that's why the creator of Naruto loves it so much, and he has so much respect for what it is. And it like I wrote an article about how My Hero came out at the same time, like season 2 came out at the same time as Boruto, and how I felt like, you know, My Hero is the true replacement or successor of Naruto, not Boruto.
Mm-hmm.
I think Boruto is nice for what it is, but I think My Hero is like the ultimate shonen right now, and just leave it as such.
Oh yeah.
The hell is that?
Are you good?
I forgot what her fucking Twitter handle.
Oh.
I knew you showed it to us earlier, but I read it and I'm just like.
What's wrong with my Twitter?
That's fucking hilarious. The fuck Trump thing.
Oh.
Like it's so random. Like I'm just like.
Yeah.
Like it kind of broke me a
really
little bit.
pissed
I'm
off
just like that's fucking hilarious.
That happened.
Oh god, that was beautiful.
But we should probably be closing out soon. But one thing I do want to ask, like out of this season, do you think any of the shows from this season are any that you can list as like? Well, before I ask that question, what is the best show that came out of this season? You think? I guess you could say My Hero, but it's like, do we really want to look at
this season? That was only this season.
Yeah, like, what do you think is the best anime of this season?
Are we counting sequels or not counting?
That's the thing. That's my issue because there's so many of
I'm not
them.
counting
Like, I got
sequels.
New Game. I got, you know.
Huh.
There's so much.
That's hard.
There's actually even a lot of things I'm looking through we didn't talk about.
Yeah, but you know why? It's because they weren't good.
No. I mean, this season,
Savage.
Kind of good.
like Gamers, I like.
Gamers is trash. Gamers is trash. Get the fuck out of here.
I took my headset off because
Stop.
I knew what I was gonna say.
Stop watching trash. Holy shit! Are you a
funny.
garbage man?
It's funny because you know what? I watch people who have a worse life more cringy and awkward than me because it makes me feel better about myself. Even if it's anime, it makes me feel better as a human.
Wow.
Loa, you know how hard it is fucking human beings.
I love how
This
you...
is the best I've got.
It's censored and
I
said
know he took it off. I don't give a shit. I know he took it off.
your mic cut out.
All right, look. So
That's why I need to buy a new mic, but Kenny doesn't give me links.
the
Gamers, this is
shows,
a great show, I'm telling you.
the shows of this season, like when I
What
look
was it,
at,
dude?
when I'm trying to figure out which show is the best for me, I think Kakegururi is like really up there, and I think Welcome to the Ballroom is like really good for what it is. Like,
So that's that one's a top 3 for me.
yeah, like it's very good. If you're into Haikyuu, like you'll love it. You know, I don't like the idea that people keep like comparing it to Yuri on Ice because it's not the same. It is a sports anime, but it's like,
I think
No.
it's because it's a choreographed sport.
I guess so, but it's like, and then they roast these people's necks like all day on Twitter. It's like, come on,
It's
man.
so funny. It's
There's this one scene that is actually hilarious though. Like one of the characters, he's like yawning and he's angry. So he's like yawning angrily and he's stretching his neck like way the fuck out. I had to like find it, but it is so
Like a
funny.
brontosaurus.
I remember seeing that picture.
go to r/anime no context.
No.
Like every other post. Every other post is that show. And it's just like neck things or fucking random statements.
Yeah.
It's
I
the new
love that.
shaft head tilt. It's the neck.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely agree.
See that shit like in Monogatari and Nisekoi and shit like that.
Yeah. Oh, Nisekoi.
Nisekoi. Mark
I'm gonna
loves
pour out
Nisekoi.
Yeah, it's a
40
Mark
for
thing.
that. Nisekoi could have been good, but it wasn't.
She's
was
making me
so
want to
good.
go out and drink more.
Shoot. I wish I had a drink. This was a fun podcast.
Hey.
Thank you. It's great.
Well, we're really happy to have you on.
Yes,
It's
you've been an
been
amazing
awesome.
guest.
Oh, thank you. I'm really glad.
She's like, man, I thought they hated me. Oh well.
No, but it's nice to collaborate with people.
I think so
Oh,
too.
absolutely.
Last thing.
And if you ever need a favor, Kenny volunteers.
I'm
Okay.
always. If are any shows that you think would be like let's just say with the anime awards from Crunchyroll last year, do you think anything from this show would actually fall into those categories?
Well, I mean, My Hero definitely is going to.
Definitely. Deku Best Boy, best fight scene of 2017.
Recreators.
Best
That
villain.
better be there.
Almost.
Recreators
Yeah.
would definitely be
You
like
think
one of the
so?
best
Yeah, it
anime
better
of
be in there.
2017.
Definitely.
I seriously feel like Made in Abyss will make Anime of the Year, or at least be nominated for it.
But it's not on Crunchyroll, or is it?
It's
No,
not
they had
Anime Strikes.
Cabaneri.
Yeah, so Cabaneri was but
Oh, that's right.
but do you think maybe it was because of the deal that they were striking? You know, the whole idea of them releasing their Blu-ray. I think that's what it was. Like Crunchyroll has their release
Streaming rights.
and they also can stream on Steam, but they can't stream on Crunchyroll for some reason. It's like such a weird thing.
What
with
show?
Cabaneri.
Cabaneri, yeah,
So
yeah.
you can watch Cabaneri on Crunchyroll on Steam, but you can't watch it on their site.
It's
Is
fucking
it on
weird.
Steam? Like
It's on you can watch it
Like-
on Steam.
like
on
Valve?
Crunchyroll.
Steam?
You can
Yeah.
download a lot of anime on Steam. Like when I bought the Berserk game, they offered it's like, hey, do you want to buy like all of Berserk? And I'm like, I've watched the shit out of that already. I'm good.
Yeah.
I just want to hack people in half.
So, me personally, like I think those shows that we already mentioned would probably be the ones that I would list. I think I really wonder what some of these categories are going to look like, and I know that at this point we're not going to get such a heavily voted series like Yuri on Ice last year. I feel like it's definitely going to be skewed. I think the
Such
only
a
thing
shit.
that's going to be different is like I think My Hero might take over a lot of it this time around. Mostly because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no
He was
Yuri on Ice.
deserving of it. Yeah.
I'm thinking if there's a romance category, it's going to be a toss-up between the Agent Magus Bride and Suridure Children. I think those two.
Surgery
Did you
Children
watch-
is cheating in that regard because
Yeah,
it's
it
like
is.
every goddamn relationship. It doesn't matter.
I don't know what you
kind of
want me to tell
relationship
you.
think is best. No, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying
It's
it's
good.
also unfair. It's like they hit everything. They just fucking tack on all of it.
Romance
Yeah.
category though,
Yeah.
the winner is gonna be Tsukigakure.
Yes.
I
didn't
thought you were
watch
gonna say
that.
the NTR
Really?
show, and I was gonna go should. I thought that was what you were gonna say, and I was like, all right, I'm done, Mario.
It's like, yeah,
No, man.
romance.
I feel like-
Romance is ruined for me after that show. Like I can't
Yeah.
watch any romance because it will not compare to that show.
I feel like no one really watched that show. I watched it. Well, I didn't finish it. I got to write. You know when his phone got taken away during the summer fest, and he
Yeah.
was running around trying to find her. I ended at that point because I fell asleep. But I liked it, and it was very much a slow burn. But I feel like no one else really like touched it. No one touched it.
I
Yeah,
feel that.
I
but
loved
it's
it.
still like one of the best romances I've ever
I
watched.
loved it. I made Mark watch it. I was like, Mark, I know you love romances. Please watch this with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
And
I'm offended, Loha. You didn't ask me to watch
fuck
it with
you.
You and romance, lol.
You can go watch the NTR show. You can go watch.
Oh man, savage.
I don't know. What's a romance? What's
I
like
don't
a
do
fucked
romance
up
shows.
romance?
So,
You
well,
can watch
welcome
School
to
Days.
BAYOG.
School Days.
I-
Watch
Watch
School
School
Days.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
they
even wish
mock
that
me
upon my
fairly-
enemies.
Yeah, they mock me pretty frequently about just being fairly dead inside. So
Yeah,
don't,
You
but-
should
don't
watch
take this seriously.
Revolutionary Girl Utena. That's the romance I'm giving you. That's your
Oh my god.
That's
Right.
my
That's
what?
in my top 3. That's your homework?
Revolutionary girl.
That's my homework.
That's your
Yeah.
homework.
I
You need
remember
to reply
watching
with
that.
a 3-page essay.
No
No double space.
3-page.
No
Yeah,
double space.
Or you
Dude,
can watch Utena or Karakano. You have 2 options.
or not text. Right.
Put it in the
Type them
Discord.
up.
There you
Yeah,
go.
put them in the
Discord?
Discord or
Yeah.
Skype. That way I can not
What?
forget them.
Yeah.
No, I knocked something over with my foot.
What the hell,
God,
dude?
the
What
head
are
of
you
it
doing?
hurt. We're talking the whole. Never mind.
All right. Well.
No, because
Okay.
like I'm getting antsy. The longest podcast we've had in a while. So
Yeah,
I'm
this
like
is pretty
trying not to
long.
get up-
Oh.
Yeah.
Try not
No,
to get
no.
up
We
the
usually do
whole
like
way.
about like
hour.
55 to an hour, and it's mostly
Yeah.
because that's like a good sweet spot for us. But it is 5 people on at once, so
Yes.
Mhm.
it's definitely a lot different. And I kind of want all of our opinions to be heard, and I feel like we've really been able to do that, and it's been a great time. And we should probably close
Absolutely.
out now, but just wanted to say thank you all for everyone that's watching. If you're watching it on YouTube or listening it on, oh, I gotta make an announcement. We're on iTunes now, iTunes Podcast, Google Music,
Yay!
and SoundCloud. So check all that shit out.
Hey.
Oh, look at that Moobot going.
No, I beat
ham.
me to it.
Hey.
Haha.
So
Sick AF.
Yep.
yeah, check that out definitely, and also make sure to follow our lovely guest Lauren Perrin on Twitter at Nakara, and also she is a lovely host at Reanime Podcast as well. You should
Yes.
totally check that out. And
Yes.
I also wanted to ask Lauren before we end this. Actually, what is Reanime Podcast like? Where did that all come about? It seems like it came from like.
Oh.
It's kind of like a child of the Crunchy Cast. That's what I've gotten out of
Yes.
it. Okay.
Reanime is basically like the Boruto of the Crunchy Cast. It was all a bunch of Crunchy Cast fans who were like, this is cool, like I'm interested in this, let's do it. And it started out, it's funny because we open up with Ohayo, Konnichiwa, and Konbanwa because we're all in different time zones. So it's like good morning, good afternoon, good night. And yeah, it's just a bunch of anime fans from all over the world, and we just talk about things that interest us or trending topics, or we had an episode where we talked all about our waifus. That was good.
I think my
You best
favorite
believe
thing.
I repped my wife.
I think my favorite thing that I seen on there was one. You had Evan Minto on, which is pretty cool. He is awesome, especially his Anime Burger Time. If you haven't checked that out, always go to whatever conventions he's at and be a part of that because it's always a great time.
That's one of Kenny's favorite panels.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite
Aw,
panels.
mine
That's one of his
too.
favorite.
Fun fact: I guess him and David Estrella were like talking about an Ethernet cord or something like that, and how like he needs an Ethernet cord because he can't connect for like across the house or something like that. So he made like this stupid like donating thing, and it was like, here, donate so you can get Evan a new Ethernet cord. And I just paid for it, and I was just like, okay, cool.
Damn.
And Evan, like the last time I seen him, he was just like, hey, what's up? I always want to say this, but I feel so bad for making you do that because it's just a joke and you really just paid for it. But I really appreciate it, and I was like, oh, no big deal. But it's just kind of funny how that kind of worked out. But yeah, always check that stuff out.
I actually know how to thread a Ethernet cable now. I've made my own out of necessity.
Oh man, another fun fact.
So, yeah, fun stuff. You know, it's just funny you mention it because I've got it here and like, I forgot I have that right here.
Yeah, but she has an interview of him eating burgers, which is pretty cool, and also had him online, like through the podcast as well. So definitely check out Reanime everything with Lauren. Is there anything else that like they can follow you on, or is that like it?
Oh, well, first off, my co-host just like texted me like, hey, drop our mid-season recaps because they also talked about it. He was just like, hey, he was just like, you can find me. I sometimes post anime reviews when I'm not feeling lazy on Medium. I think that's also Nakara. My Tumblr is Cattastics, which is also like my cosplay and photography pages are under Cattastics. That's CATTASTICKS. Instagram. I mean, either if you search Cattastics or if you search Nakara, you're gonna find me.
Yep, you will find her and you'll follow her and you enjoy it. She's very interesting to kind of interact with and just kind of see what's going on in her head.
Even just seeing her Twitter alone made me fucking bust out laughing. So
the one you're talking about is the Metrocon recap one?
No, two of my hosts, Ben and Zane, they did a
oh, I see it.
Like
yeah. All right, I'm gonna link that in here for everyone.
It wasn't like one of our first. It's not like in our numbers of episodes, but it's in there on the YouTube. Reanime.
Yeah, I'll make sure to throw links inside of the description on YouTube as well. But yeah, definitely check out Reanime and Lauren, and we are going to peace out. It has been a great time hanging out with you guys. I'm looking at every single one of you guys as much as I want to wave. I won't because I know it's weird. But you guys have a good night. Aww. Thank you so much.
Bye.